I thought our kids locked in during the course of the week. We really, going back to last Sunday, I talked about it being a week about us. Needed to work on the game plan, concentrate on the things that we didn't do well Saturday. I thought they locked into that. Today was a very crisp practice for a Thursday, probably the best of the year for us. As far as an injury update, Trey Flowers has been with us all week. Won't miss a beat. Just working front to back at the linebacker position. Otha Peters will play. I don't know how much from the line of scrimmage we'll work him in, depending on how the game flows, and obviously get him in on some special teams in the back end. Rohan Gaines, I don't think he'll be with us, so Alan Turner will get his second start there. I think he'll be full go with us next week. There is a chance for Saturday yet, maybe in a limited role on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody should be back on the O-line. Tight end Austin Tate will go through pregame warm-ups, but we won't play him. So you'll see him out there warming up. Just feel he's about another week away from contact. At wide receiver, Keon Hatcher will go through pregame, and we'll make a determination after that if he'll play or not. Otherwise, running back, we're healthy, and every other position. So should be full strength other than those couple guys. Excited. Obviously, a big weekend to get back here in Fayetteville and have a chance for our guys to get one more game under our belt before the challenge of going out to Rutgers. I think our kids are excited to play. With that, open up for questions.
How do you manipulate their offense to create more turnovers?
Turnovers are obviously created, but they can also be given. Sometimes people throw up a ball that they shouldn't throw, and all of a sudden you got a turnover. Sometimes guys put a ball on the ground that they have loose ball security. But as long as I've been in this business, I've gone through a couple games where you're on a dry spell, and then all of a sudden it's like you hit a pot of gold. So we preach attacking the football. Last week there weren't really many opportunities that I saw. There wasn't any drop picks or anything that caused alarm there, and we can definitely take a better swipe at the ball sometimes. I think, in particular, the quarterback a lot of times has loose ball security. So we definitely have put an emphasis on it, and we'll see if it comes through Saturday.
Against this offense, can you play base, or will it be more like week one?
I think it'll be a little bit of a mixed bag. They play a lot of 10 personnel, which is 4 wides and 1 back. They play 11 with the same look. So we'll get all of our personnel groupings in there for what they do. Obviously, what we've seen through the first 2 games, they throw the ball predominantly, a little bit more than the rest, but we got to expect everything. Especially last week, some success in the running game with some inside traps. All coaches steal. I don't care what they say. Everybody steals off the opponents in front of you, and what people do well, it just makes sense. So we got to expect some of those plays that hurt us this past weekend.
So you think you'll see some of that stretch play they ran?
Pulled the inside guards, pulled both guards, and I think and to be quite honest, they designed it, a good scheme by them, but we were cross-facing a tackle that left a little bit of a hole because everything they had shown was perimeter plays, and it obviously got us. One of the unique advantages of being a no-huddle offense is you don't get any replays, so you literally have to be locked in to see what's going on and be great with your eyes up in the box because you don't get a chance to watch it on replay.
I meant to ask you this earlier in the week, but you said you were going to look at that Hunter Henry play, the offensive passing interference, and make some kind of, I don't know.
Well, we just wanted a teaching point. Hunter he does everything we ask him to do, and as is all young receivers, he put his hand. It was kind of a little post route. He wasn't trying to do what I should say. The call was proper. It was there. It definitely. I can see why it was called, but the intent for Hunter was not there. He wasn't. You would ask someone, why are you blocking when there's a pass play called, and he wasn't going down there to block. He just got caught up in a technique issue. It was something very coachable.
Otha, when he gets into the game, who's he going to probably?
Well, he'll probably get in the game first on like kick coverage, maybe some punt. He still has a pretty sizable cast on his right hand. He's got use of all his fingers and his thumb, but what he can do at linebacker, I think, might be a little bit limited. But he's a Mike linebacker in our system. If he gets in, he'd be at the Mike.
So you said you like earlier games. What's unique about the preparation from an 11 a.m. game versus a 6 p.m. game?
Well, the first is wake-up call. As any young man between the ages of 18 and 22, sometimes that alarm comes a little too early. So we trained our guys during fall camp. Again, we got them up and had a pregame meal 4 hours before our practices. So we tried to simulate that moving forward. sometimes you got to think overly concerned when you travel some time zones. I don't think it'll be an issue for our guys. They seem ready to play. I think they would trade in at 11 o'clock for 6 o'clock any day just to get out there and get rolling. So I'm not overly concerned, but I know when we were at the University of Wisconsin, we always worried when you traveled a couple time zones and you played at an unusual hour, that would get you more than anything.
A couple more.
When you're playing a team that's been winless for so long, is it a little bit scary that your team might think of that team?
I appreciate where you're coming from. One of the things that we'll emphasize whether we're playing Southern Miss this week, or we're playing Alabama in Game 8, or we're playing Texas A&M in Game 5, or Rutgers again. The record does not matter. Anybody can get anybody on any given Saturday. You got to play the opponent that's across from you. And as far as we are considered, he wants to go 1-0 that day just as bad as we do.
What's been the development of Skipper and Kirkland specifically over the last couple of weeks?
Very, very positive. No. We got, I think Denver, if I'm not mistaken, got 20 reps in the Louisiana Lafayette game. Both of them started on PAT field goal. Now Dan Skipper starts for me on punt as well. Got some schemes where we can work them in actually on the defense side of the ball as well a little bit now that we haven't shown to this point. And then offensively, we got some packages that could include them in as well as the game wears on. I think as we move through our schedule, we'll realize that we're going to play some games that we have to take a lot of snaps, a lot of reps, and those freshmen are going to become very, very important. And basically to get them involved in the game plan, those guys that we've used their red shirt, I want to maximize. You'll see Brooks Ellis get in the game a little bit more on special teams. You'll see DJ Dean involved a little bit more. So all those freshmen that are playing, we want to increase their roles.
Did you say there's some Skipper and Denver on defense?
Ends?
That's why you got to show up.
Maybe tackle in for Kirkland? Or?
Just some opportunities to take advantage of what they bring to the table.
Last one?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Mhm.
Talked about it a little bit yesterday. I mean, it's unique. Can you elaborate on that?
Where did I mention it? I mentioned that to the radio show.
Radio show. I listened.
You guys are listening to my radio show. Holy cow. That started Ben Herbert. I guess it started in conversations. I remember back when I was a player, I really didn't enjoy eating before the game just because, I think every kid's to each his own, but it's just one of those nutritional facts that Herb's brought along that allows our guys, if you're at halftime, you've been playing football for an hour and a half, you had an hour of pregame before that, so it's 2.5 hours since you've eaten anything, and for some of our guys, that's a very long time without eating. When you weigh 320 pounds, it takes a lot to feed you. And if they didn't eat, a healthy pregame meal, you go back the night before. So what we found is just that little halftime boost. Now they're not down there eating, Subway footlongs. I mean, it's just a little half or a whole peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and wolf that down with a lot of hydration. And fortunately, the formula's been working pretty good.